All right. Looks like we're live. Get my safety glasses on. We'll go. Hey guys, welcome in. Today we're cutting 5/8 inch thick black walnut. We are making some Turkish style drop spindles that are used for spinning yarn. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I can see the chat. I'm going to remove the pattern here. This is, we use blue painter's tape and then we glue the pattern to the top of the tape. So basically we're making stickers so we can pull the pattern off, then we don't have any residual glue to deal with. So the nice thing about scroll saws is you can make internal cuts. We'll do a test fit, see how it goes together. It's good. Now we're going to test to make sure the holes are centered. Which they are. So peel that pattern off. Go from there. Hey Kay, how's it going? Welcome in. Hope you're having a splendid day today. Hey Diva, we are making Turkish style drop spindles for spinning yarn. So if I reach over here. So here's an example of one. So we're making the arms right now. And then we'll be making the shafts probably tomorrow, if not Monday. So we are cutting them out of walnut. This is black walnut. It's very pretty. How long does it take to make one? The cutting itself is a couple minutes. Let's say 5 minutes for cutting, 5 minutes for making the shaft, 5 minutes for layout, probably another 5 minutes for sanding, then finishing, and then we laser engrave our business name, the wood type, and then the weight. So probably about a half hour each by the time everything's all said and done. We do a lot of batch work, so we're making a whole bunch at once. So. Some take longer than others. Walnut is pretty easy to cut. If I'm using exotic woods, they take longer to cut out. So if I wasn't streaming, I would cut all the exterior cuts out on all of them and then come back and cut all the internal parts. But since we're live streaming, I like to do them one at a time so you can see exactly how it's going. Sure. I'll go grab one. So this is a standard, except for this one is cherry. Speak at the bottom. So business name, wood type, and the weight of the spindle. And then here's one that I've been spinning on. So this is the yarn that I've spun. Cool thing about these are you pull the shaft out, the arms come apart, and then you have a center pull ball. All right. You can spin cat hair. I did make a hat for my cat out of his own hair probably about a decade ago. I prefer wool. Alpaca much more than cat fur. Yeah, spinning is it kind of it's what makes us human. I mean, we've been spinning since Neolithic times. So when we decided to stop running around naked or wearing animal skins, we've been spinning. Have I tried felting? Oh, sure. How's it going, George? Yeah, I've done a lot of needle felting. I've done very little wet felting. I'm gonna replace my bottom chuck here in a second. Yeah, a little better than yesterday. Pulling my bottom chuck out, it failed on me twice. I'm just checking the knob, see how it looks. Hey Brent, how's it going? It's not too bad. Let me grab a new one. All right. Hey E, how's it going? Welcome in. All right. So these aren't just Christmas was good. We didn't do anything. We just sat around and watched TV and we had a pretty good day. So it's two pieces and there's a little O-ring in there. So when you tighten it up, this spins. So when you press it against the blade, it doesn't want to spin the blade. It puts pressure on the blade.
Right. We watched the Die Hard movies
all
day.
The franchise.
Yeah, all 5 of them.
Believe it or not, he is getting way too old for this shit.
He is.
Yippee-ki-yay. There we go. Go. So scroll saw blades do break. That one just got let go by the chuck, so it just stop being clamped. When you first start out, you break a lot of blades. For cutting this stuff, I would expect to get probably an hour out of each blade. So the fact that that failed in less than 15 minutes is kind of good indicator to replace that knob. And that's why I have backups. So people will try filing them down and maybe a drop of oil would have taken care of it, but sometimes it's just easier to replace the darn thing. So I get a lot of my replacement parts from bare woods. They do have a U.S. and a Canadian stores. So. I get a lot of my blades from them too. Actually, I got this saw from Bearwoods. I'm not affiliated with Bearwoods. I just shop there. Did I get any presents? Not one. Nor did I expect any. Did you get anything good? So my big Christmas present to myself is I'm buying some more I'm buying a probe for my CNC machine, and I'm getting some clamps to help clamp down stuff on the bed. So pretty exciting. You got things to needle felt and a block print? Nice. I do 3D print needle felting tools, which allows you to stab yourself 3 times at once rather than just one at a time. Hello, welcome in. Some dropping stuff. So we are making drop spindles today for spinning yarn. So these are a low whirl spindle, commonly called a cross arm spindle or a Turkish spindle. So this is my day job. This channel here is more beginner to intermediate scroll saw projects, some lathe work. Yeah, fun stuff. I've been scroll sawing since 1987. I thought it'd be a good time to give back and, you know, try to share what I've learned over the years. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Um, there's a few years when I didn't do much girl sawing. Uh, some people say that there's a woman to blame for that. But yeah. Took a little break when I discovered girls. They're amazing. Yeah. Times are different. We lived kind of in the country. You know, this is before internet and we didn't even have cable television. Hey, hello, C. Sorry, I'm not up. My eyesight is pretty bad. So this is a drop spindle for spinning yarn. Well, parts of one. Yep, so we're cutting 5/8 inch thick walnut. This walnut's really pretty. This is the premium walnut. This has not been steamed. So the next question is, do they steam walnut? Yes, they do. So if they steam it, it kind of evens out the color. So the heartwood looks like the sapwood, so that it's more brown overall. Yeah, and tape is your friend. So the patterns, we put down blue painter's tape and then glue we just print these out, you know, inkjet printer. And then we glue them to the tape so we could peel everything off. Merry Christmas from Germany. Well, thank you so much. I hope you had a very nice Christmas yourself. Hey, how's it going? And hello, is it liqueur? Welcome in. Ah. Hey, Leo, how's it going? How many of these must I make? Infinity? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm working on a batch of 24. I've got like one more big one, and then I think I got 24 of these little ones to cut out. So, yeah. So this is my day job. This is what we do for a living. So, we're making a bunch.
For shows and inventories in general.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Santa Claus. Yeah, we got a show coming up in March, so we're trying to build up a little bit of inventory for that. Hello, M. Welcome in. Are these tree parts? They could be. We're making drop spindles for spinning yarn. So these are Turkish style.
Kind of shows.
Oh yeah, we do fiber shows. So they're festivals. The next one is, like I said, it's in March. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we're in Wisconsin. So it's like like a 12-hour drive. So hey Pamela, how's it going? So yeah, so it's Carolina Fiber Fest. We also do Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, SAF, which is in Fletcher, North Carolina, Minnesota, Shepherd's Harvest in Minnesota. Yeah. Yeah, North Carolina's about a 12-hour drive, right? Or is it 8? How long is it to get to North Carolina?
It's about 12.
About 12, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this full time since 2012, so. Hey, Sarah, welcome in. So yeah, we're in a commercial workshop. It's kind of nice. So yeah, the building we're in was built in 1900. It was a little grocery store. So it's just like we're in Wisconsin, and like just the normal like Midwest, where all the buildings are old brick shotgun buildings next to each other. So hey Joseph, how's it going? Northern California? Awesome. Oh yeah, we're doing a show in California. Yeah, what city is it in? It's like 20 miles from Sacramento. Can't think of the name of it. I don't even know the name of the show. Is it in Dixon? I think so. No, what's the name of the show? The name of the show is Lambstown, yeah. You're in Sacramento? Yeah, I think it's Dixon. It's run by Clemis and Clemis. Yeah, they make drum carters and stuff like that. Hello, Georgia. How's it going, Ben? Dixon, about 25 miles. Yeah, I think it's in Dixon. Oh, that's pretty.
It turned out.
So
Granted,
she decided to put some dragonflies on top of this one with the laser engraver. That's pretty sweet. You're up in Wisconsin, too? They should look like they should be in a Western. Yeah, pretty much. Hello, Ohio. So we're making Turkish drop spindles. So here's an example of one that's done. So we turn the shafts on the lathe. These are all hard maple. And I do have one over here that I kind of show off. This is one that I've been spinning on. So we're making yarn. Hello, Brazil. Unfortunately, I speak zero Portuguese. Hello, Ontario. Welcome in, my Canadian friends. Elbows up. I used to sell a lot to Canada. A lot. Canada was like my second highest after the United States, followed by Australia. But for some unknown reason, I have sold like 2 things to Canada in the last 6 months.
International sales.
We have no international sales right now. So very few. Yeah. It's been bad. So let's see here. Thanks, Joe. Thank you, Jose. Let's see. Hey, Peter, how's it going? Hello, Seven. Hello, Philippe. Philip, how's it going? Hello, Spirit World. Let's go down. Hey, Kay, how's it going? Unfortunately, I only speak English. Hey, Joseph, how's it going? All right, I have to go grab a stick. I'll be right back. Hello, Southern
Right?
I don't know. Prison? We're best case scenario? I'm not sure. I have never been to Sweden. I've never even been to IKEA. We are cutting out Turkish spindles on the scroll saw. These are black walnut. I've never actually left the United States. Hello, E and Buck, how's it going? And I'm sorry, I only speak English. But I do know how to say I like your butt in Japanese. You wouldn't believe how handy that, how often I use that. It's amazing. So, yeah, scroll saws make band-aid type injuries. It's a small blade, it's reciprocating. You can cut yourself, but like I said, you're not going to be going to the hospital for that. It's not like a bandsaw, you're not going to chop your fingers off. I've tried. What do I even do? This is what I do for a living. I do not. Oh, it's watashi wa anata no oshiri ga suki desu. Because you never know. It's actually like your butt like, but you know, that's okay. They have a different structure. It is. It's like, you know. That and the bathroom's on fire. Very important things to know how to say in other languages. What's the price of this machine? Well, this is a 22-inch Pegasus. This machine costs around $1,000 US. You can get machines a lot cheaper. This is just something that is, I do a lot of, since I do this for a living, I put a lot of hours on the saw, so.
Yeah, and you worked up to that.
Oh yeah, it's not like I've had a lot of crappy saws growing up.
You did not have $1,000
No, 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 no. Hello, welcome back. So yeah, when I make videos and stuff, I just did a review of a 16-inch buck tool saw. They actually have one in stock again. How old is this? I bought this in April of 2022. So, it's not ancient. And then I also have a 22-inch Bauer from Harbor Freight. Both of them are great beginner saws. But yeah, I tend to make beginner videos on those saws rather than this one. I don't want people to think that you need to pay $1,000 in order to do the projects we're doing. You know, use the best you got, you know. I also run mine off a foot pedal. That way I can keep both hands on my work and turn the machine on and off.
Nice.
How old am I? I am 50 years old. I'm almost 51. I'll be 51 in mid-January. Oh yeah, the foot pedal's nice. So we are making drop spindles today for spinning yarn. Hey honey, can you grab a post-it note and write making drop spindles for spinning yarn?
Yes.
Thank you. Mine fell off. Yep, 51. You'll be 31 in January? Nice. Salut, bonjour, merci beaucoup. All right, so the reason I'm using the scroll saw is the finish that I get right off the saw is really super nice. Plus, I have to make an internal cut here, and you can't do that with a bandsaw. Do I have children? Yes, I do. I'm in Wisconsin. I have grandchildren. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, how's it going? Is it Privyet? My Droog? Close? I probably sound a lot like Yakov Smirnov sounded in English in the 80s. Works for me. Us January birthday people need to stick together. Today's my daughter's birthday. Poor kid. This is your birthday and Christmas presents.
Maybe she wasn't born on Christmas.
But she was almost born on Christmas.
Actually, do you remember the time she was born today?
I think she was born today at like 2 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
She was almost a Christmas baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, there is snow where I live. Yep. We're actually, it's kind of warmish here. It was raining this morning. So a lot of our snow has melted. You're from Egypt? Awesome.
Yeah, I know where that's at.
You know where Egypt is? I think it's in the north of Africa, last time I checked. I bet you even know how to walk like one.
Right?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing so far this year we probably got about what, maybe 12 to 15 inches of snow total. No snow in New Mexico. Hey, Rat. Hey, R, how's it going? Oh, so we're cutting out these little mini ones. I got a pile of them here. Do I ever nick myself on this? Very occasionally. More than likely, the blade will break and start tattooing me than actually getting cut by the teeth on the blade. So we are making drop spindles for spinning yarn. So this is what the final product looks like. This one has laser engraving on the top. These won't, but yeah, that's what we're making. How long does it take? To make the entire thing, it's probably around a half hour, maybe a little less. It all depends on what they're made out of, how big they are. There's just a bunch of little steps. Hey Julian, how's it going? Hello E, hello, I believe, I'm not sure, don't recognize that, but hello. And hello C, welcome in. Is it a skill? Allenby? I am not a namiologist.
Another what?
A namiologist.
Right. Yeah.
What was that from? That was
I'm horrible for this. Yes, yes.
woohoo. I think that was from Boondock Saints. Hello Dublin. We are making drop spindles for spinning yarn. I'm in America. I'm in Wisconsin. Hello B and hello F, welcome in. Yep, so Wisconsin is the home of beer, cheese, and I guess serial killers.
And what?
Serial killers.
Oh.
Yeah. Hello South Africa. Home of Louis Anderson. Tony Shalhoub. Yeah.
That's right.
And who went to college about 20 miles away from here? Harrison Ford. Right? And relax a little bit.
Right? Oh, man.
Oh. You can make this machine for $10. You should do that because this machine costs $1,000. Man, you could make some money. Ah, thank you so much. I hope you have a very blessed New Year. Hello, Kentucky. Yeah, yeah. I'll take 5. Yeah, I'm mad at Kentucky. I got stuck in a speed trap. Oh, don't worry, your ticket's only $20. Yeah, with a $150 court fee. So what am I supposed to do? From Wisconsin to Kentucky to contest it so I can save myself $20? They saw a non-state plate and pulled me over. Bastards. You've been wanting a scroll saw for a while now? Harbor Freight, their Bauer scroll saw, it's under $300, and it's a nice saw. It really is. Hello, UK. Hey, Gris, how's it going? What's my favorite car? Oh, I don't know. I'm not really a car guy. If I could go out and just get any car I want to, I don't know. Maybe a little Lotus, maybe an Elise. Something about those little uncomfortable cars. Bonjour. How's it going? Welcome in. How much is rent in the USA? It varies quite a bit. Where we live in, it's not overly high, but we live in a small town here. I think my kid pays like $800 for a 1-bedroom apartment. He pays $1,000. Is it a 2-bedroom? I think it is.
Is it a 2-bedroom?
I think it's a 2-bedroom. He pays like $1,000 for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we've set up this whatever. Yeah. You caused a huge traffic jam, and I'm just trying to get through and get out of the mayhem. Get pulled over. Why do we normalize $1,000 for a $2? It should be half that price, to be honest. Hey, I agree with you. But what are we gonna do? You have the same machine in the UK? Very nice. You're probably a little bit closer. These are made in Taiwan. Hello, Francis. How's it going? Tyler, hello. You can't cut your fingers. You can be careful never to cut your fingers. Yeah, you could give yourself a little Band-Aid cut, but yeah, this isn't going to do anything. Yeah. Oh, I bet those things are just so tiny. But it's just, I kind of like fell in love with them when I was little. You got the engine sitting right behind you. Yeah, they're... Well, like Lotus's newer ones have what? Are they Toyota engines in them? They just supercharge the heck out of them? How long have I been working on scroll saw? I got, my father brought home a scroll saw in 1987. So that's when I first started. They're very reliable. Plus, they added like turbochargers and stuff to them, but you can just go to, any mechanic with them, I think it's Toyota. 1987. They might be Honda. I think they're Toyota. Yep, I'm old. Yeah. Yeah, have a good one. My craft needs attention to detail, more especially on the lining to cut straight. All right. I will take that into account. Yeah. It's nice to hear. This is my job. I make fiber tools for a living. All right, let's see. Hello from Russia. Why do you order so many Turkish spindles? I sell these. Do they really spin? Yeah, a lot of people spin. These are a low whirl spindle, like this. I do make Russian spindles, which are a supported spindle. So rather than these dangle in the air, like Russian spindles are supported spindles, so you spin them in a bowl. They make yarn. So, come over here. So this is wool. So a sheep got a haircut, then they took the hair and they gently washed it, and then they carded it or combed it so all the hairs are in the same direction. So we're going to take the spindle, lay it over the top, spin the spindle, so that's spinning. And then with my hands, I'm going to draft, which is defining the thickness of the yarn and how much twist is going into it. So the spindle's sitting here spinning. So I have this length. Just take that off, and then we'll store it on the spindle. Come up to the top, put in a half hitch, and then you just keep repeating that.
And this is some 3-ply.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is a 3-ply yarn. I spun this. So, it was dyed before I spun it. Yeah. So this is what came before the spinning wheel. So yeah, a lot of fiber artists, knitters, crocheters, kind of the next step from that is to spin your own wool. You know, a spindle you could get for, you know, a relatively small amount, where if you go and buy a new spinning wheel, you're going to be spending a lot more money. So, and these are portable, you can walk around with them. Your granny used to do that? Very nice. Did she spin cotton? I've always wanted a charka. Eventually I'll get one. I just want a little book charka. You're guessing this is my after retirement job? No, I'm only 50. I've been doing this since I was 40, so.
We're corrected.
What's that?
We're corrected.
I'm almost 51. I'm still 50. I'll be 51 on January 21st. You were scrolling until you saw scrolling? There you go. The neighbor's got his exhaust going. So we're making drop spindles that are used to spin yarn. Okay, prior to this, I worked at Oshkosh Truck. I worked as an assembler. They make a lot of military vehicles, snow plows, cement trucks, that sort of thing. I did that for almost 6 years, and I got laid off, and that's why I started this. Prior to that, I worked almost 13 years in a bindery, putting magazines together. Oh, yeah. So we were driving in a Het, which is like a semi-truck. It's a heavy equipment transporter. They used them to drag around tanks. And they still do. And so they're much taller than a normal semi. So we were driving like downtown, and we stop at the stop sign, and I swear, a person in like a little Honda Civic, you could just see them looking up, trying to look on the inside. Yep. When I first started, a lot of Hemmets is what we did. Right? So, I'm much happier doing this, to be honest. Well, I was just working on an assembly line, so I was doing factory work. I've always been doing woodworking on the side. It's kind of been, my hobby, what I like doing. So it wasn't a horrible, do I have bare feet? No? I could have bare feet, but the floor would be cold. Woodworking is fun. Absolutely. Oh, thank you so much. So we're making drop spindles that are used to spin yarn. So these are the arms, and there's a shaft that I make to complete them. I hear that. Good sale? How much? Nice. Ooh, nice. He's making drop spindles that are used for spinning yarn. My sign isn't big enough. Hey.
Medium walnut, mini red hot.
Nice.
Um,
Hey W, how's it going? Why not use a CNC machine? Seems inefficient. I think it takes like 3 minutes to cut one of these out. How long would it take me to clamp it on the CNC machine?
the
Yeah.
CNC machine does other stuff.
Yeah, I do have a CNC machine. I don't use it for these. I don't know if it's going to stay there or not, but we can try that. Actually, I'm going to add a piece of tape. Wow, that is just magical. Plus, even if I was using like the smallest end mill, you know, you're still going to be taking off a lot more material. Now that's just going to be too vibrating. Sounds like a football player. Hello, M. Welcome in. Right? It's there. It's right there. I use it on every one, so. I also use magnets on my my pencil. And on my straight edge. Nope. Especially here in the United States when we don't have Boxing Day. How's it going, right, said Fred? I assume you're still too sexy. Haven't seen you in a while. Glad you came back. We're kind of taking it easy today. We came in, we did all our packaging over the weekend, well over the holiday. And, yeah, went out and got some food and just kind of kicking back today.
Yeah.
Took a nap, yeah. That's like coming to work and then going and take a nap on the couch at work.
Right.
Hey guys, welcome in. Yeah, there's nothing worse than having to hunt down things. Yeah, like the pencil here, I just did a real quick and dirty 3D print just so I have a big flat area to put that on. I have magnets on a bunch of pencils that are all over the place. Right? I hear ya. Yeah, and I really don't have a set schedule either. Because that would make too much sense. Yeah, you know, the saw's a 21-inch saw, so there's 21 inches between the blade and the back of the saw. And I'm cutting things that are, what, like 4 inches? So I've got a whole lot of table I'm not using. That could be worse. We could live our lives like a candle in the wind. Same saw as yours? Same size as yours? Oh, nice. Yeah, 21 inches is a nice big saw. Especially like a microwave oven mitt. How many spindles can I make in a day? I think for making the entire spindle for the arms and the shafts, like from beginning to end, the most I've ever made in a day is like 40. You know, cutting out a couple dozen is not a big deal. My minimum usually is about 12. I need to make 12 complete on a slow day to kind of feel like I did a full day's worth of work. The Megatron has two like this. Where did I get this? I think this was like a magnet from the bottom of like just a tray. One of those magnets. Although I do have a cool magnet. Let me grab it. So this one here has a couple extra holes. Originally I only had one singular hole. And what this was used for is on military vehicles, when they had like a PLS or a fifth wheel, they had portable lights that you could turn on and then move around. And this was one of the magnets for that. So this magnet is, even though it's just, you know, a nothing magnet. It's very strong. How many hours we usually make them? I try my best to work 8 hours a day. The time that I made 40 complete spindles, that was a 12-hour day. I do. Right now I'm not, but normally I do. My hearing protection is charging right now. So somebody left their hearing protection on, their Bluetooth headset. I left it on over the last couple days, so it's dead. Hello, Charles. How's it going? But, you know, I do a lot of other things besides just doing this and making the shafts. Actually, Vicky's laser engraving right now, which is very nice of her. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm taking my sweet time. I'm like going, if we don't have it, I'll list it. I'll do one, I'll go and see if we have it, I'll list it if we don't.
Yeah, we're taking it easy today. You take all the time you need. So the question is, since you're 51, I'm still 50, do you have time to party and enjoy yourself more? So...
well, we do have time to party, we just choose not to.
We choose not to party. That's why my skin looks like this, because I don't spend a lot of time partying. Yeah, we're empty nesters now, so the last kid's gone, so yeah. So this is walnut. This is black walnut. And then the shaft material, the majority of the shafts we use, these are hard maple. So. I'm sorry, I only speak English. Yo soy stupido gringo. So I'm using a number 7 blade. This is a number 7 PS Wood Super Sharp. It's a very aggressive blade. I think I got like 1 or 2 left. Yeah, I think I got 1 left, so maybe we'll be using a different blade today. It's a very aggressive blade. It just cuts us like butter. I do. Yep. I do turn my own spindles. Hello, Muliano. How's it going? Welcome in. Yeah, so the majority of my life I either spent on the scroll saw or on the lathe. A lot of time on those. Someone should donate for a set of pencils for you, since they're always missing. I have a magnet. They're never missing. It's from a large plank. It's from a larger board that I cut down. So it's gonna be a little chilly for me, but we'll check out the wood. Yeah, so I get the bigger wood down. So these are all 1/2 inch pieces. These are for like the small, these are for the gliders down here. So this is what I machine it down to before making what we're making now. So a little bit light on the wood supply, but we'll be okay for a little bit. So since we're out and about, I'm gonna grab something over here. We'll check out Vicky.
It's great. Everybody's very talkative to me.
Yeah, that's good. So when you laser engrave, you get kind of a smoke or a soot. So she's wiping that off. So that one's made out of genuine mahogany. So she's using the little
And I always have to sound that out to make sure I spell it right.
mahogany.
Yeah.
So she's using a little galvo laser. That's an X-Tool F1. That one, not that one.
Right.
Or that one. So we got Marilyn up there. Hello, welcome in. All right, let's see. Yeah, your tools are nice, and the wood turner awesome. You've been making lace spindles. Do my head in. What else do we make? I make a lot of different types of spindles. I make top whirls, low whirls, Turkish, supported. I also do. I don't know. I make lucettes and nitty knotties and some ornamental stuff.
We do 3D print stitch
Yeah, we do
markers,
3D printed stuff as well. Yeah.
needles, needles.
Out of interest, what were the wooden cog sprockets under the computer?
Top rolls.
Yeah, those are the top rolls. So,
You might have, you have something over there.
yeah.
Assembled.
Well, I have one here. So that makes a top whirl spindle. I'll walk you over to some that are actually done.
Finished.
Yep. So yeah, I cut those out of Baltic birch plywood, and I make top whirl spindles out of them. So yeah, the ones under the laser engraver are these. I also do sublimation on the top. So these have like a little disc that gets put in. Oh no, she does. And then, I make things like these trays, these sheep trays. So, yeah, these are made on the CNC machine. You can make them on the squirrel stuff. You make them out of a couple layers. And then we were talking about Russian spindles. This is a Russian supported spindle that you put in a bowl. Of course, I don't have any bowls over here, but you set it in a bowl and you spin it to get the twist in. Then I sublimate coffee cups and that kind of stuff as well. Yeah. Then there's little itty bitty ones and big ones. Those are spiders, 45 spindle adapter shaped. Yeah. It's all fun. So, if you look over here, I made a video cutting out that. That's a Steve Good pattern. Yeah. Knitting needles, we don't make knitting needles. I used to make crochet hooks, but time. I made this on stream too. I've got a video for that. Little key rack video for that as well. So, yeah. So, let me just see if that helps. So this rack here is all Etsy, and this rack here is all Shopify. So we have two different inventories. Loving every minute of it, though. And it's nice. The shop here, we're renting it. It's literally 5 minutes away from my house. It takes about 15 minutes to walk, so it's kind of nice. Not a problem. I really didn't even, I just walked around. I don't know if I pointed out the CNC machine or not. So yes, I definitely found a niche. Hello. Welcome in. So I'm just verifying that these holes are centered so they line up in both directions. I am using a rat-tailed bastard file for that, but I could anything 1/4 inch diameter. If it's off a little bit, that'll take care of it. But it's really not too much of an issue these days. You watching some wooden automation videos? Fascinating to watch the mechanisms made from wood. Oh yeah, pretty sweet. You know, I've never made a wooden clock. I've always wanted to make a wooden clock, and I never have. Hey Alex, welcome in. Get that tape off there. So, yeah, the 5-gallon bucket is your friend. So I actually have my saw tipped at an angle, so the nose, the front of it, is way lower than the back. So things will just slide off. Just makes it a little bit more comfortable. I used to stand when I cut, but I'm getting a little bit older, so I sit down now. Originally, I had a big stool, but that was kind of uncomfortable, so I kind of lowered this down, and I'm sitting in a nice computer desk with lumbar support. Hey, G, welcome in. Yep, so we're cutting hard maple. We're cutting black walnut right now. So once you put a finish on that, that'll deepen up. Stuff is gorgeous. So I did a review of the 16-inch buck tool scroll saw. Did that, like 3 weeks ago? And they've been sold out for 3 weeks. I just checked Amazon this morning, and they have one in stock. Not sure where they found one to put in stock, but one is available. I bet you're right? The tree always just wanted to be baseball bats. You steal my syrup. It's literally my lifeblood. My sweet, sweet lifeblood. Hey Bernard, how's it going? Welcome in. So if you're just joining us, we are cutting out Turkish spindles for spinning yarn. This is my day job. This channel is more about more ornamental projects. Being Radio Shack tomorrow looking for magnets. Nice. Yeah, these little rare earth magnets are just amazing. Hello. Welcome in. My second wife, she was going to the mall. I'm like, can you pick me up a Paisley transducer from Radio Shack? I just need a couple. I was making drum triggers. I mean, I need a couple Paisley transducers. Just talk to the guy. He'll show him what they are. And then she made a big deal about how I'm just making her look like an idiot. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, oh, and while you're at it, I also need a flux capacitor. So, needless to say, she was not too happy with me when she got home. But I did get my Paisley transducers. For some reason, we're not together anymore. I don't know what it is. So, no time travel for me. You okay? Maybe you should go lay down.
I'm gonna do that. It's okay. I'm done with this round anyway.
That's good.
The spindles.
Yeah. Remember, today we're taking it easy.
We are so that almost,
Hey.
that almost got really close to the hole. Not really. Still plenty of room, but yeah.
That's fine. That's close. Just make sure you don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. It has some magnets. Nice. Thank you so much for the sub, Ben. Much appreciated. I've been trying to get down to 12,400 by the end of the year. So up to. Oh yeah. The way the camera works, yeah. I had a webcam where the shutter speed was about the same as the speed, so it looked like it was like almost standing still, like going really slow. Yeah, we're running this thing wide open. Yeah, the reasons why I use so many magnets on things is having to look for a pencil, a marking implement when you're working. It's just so annoying. Hey, Jose, welcome in. Hello, Velvet Dragon. Now, don't think that I'm going to be selling all 24 of these like in a week. That's not going to happen. We're building inventory for some festivals we have coming up, as well as trying to keep the website stocked. But like anything else, you need a variety. So we've been sold out for like 2 weeks. That's not laying down. That's standing up.
No, I know, right? And I think I'm going to, yeah.
You gonna rock down to Electric Avenue?
I'm gonna go sit down. Yeah.
Yep.
Heck, dude. Let's get going.
Yep. All right. Yep, so if you're just joining us, we're making drop spindles that are used to spin yarn. This is 5/8 inch thick black walnut. Hello. How's Amet doing? Hello. Northern New York, you're getting a bunch of snow. You're on your ass for Traveler a bit ago? Nice. We'll see you at Rhinebeck next year. You know, I've applied for Rhinebeck multiple times over the decades. I've never gotten in. My Spindles will be there. You know, now that Rhinebeck and SAF are, a week apart. This is, the stand here is the Pegasus stand. So I ordered both of them together. You know, I've got a bunch of spinning wheels here, but my Ashford Elizabeth is the only wheel I have at my house. There's just something about that wheel. Sometimes I want to spin at home, so got my Elizabeth. So many years ago, I went up to Richard Ashford. He was at a show, and I'm like, he was looking at my spindles, talking about, how they don't necessarily, spend enough time and attention on them because they're a factory. And then I mentioned that, oh, by the way, I love my Elizabeth. He's like, yeah, so do I. That's why I married her. So I was like, slow golf clap. Richard Ashford, his dad started a, spinning wheel company. They make a lot of looms and stuff now, too. They make a lot of different fiber tools. So he named that wheel after his wife. So he is retired. His son took over, so they're on their third generation. So New Zealand has Ashford and Majacraft. A couple other ones too, but those are like two big spinning wheel makers. Yep. So we are a two-person operation. Me and my partner Vicky. Very happy with that. Not looking on expanding and having employees and all that stuff. So we got one stick done. I'm going to move that over by the lathe. Right. So let's see. You can see that I have my saw on full speed. Absolutely. Yours jumps a bit when on full speed, but it's not the correct stand for it. Yeah, this stand works out okay. Like, I am making drop spindles for spinning yarn. So yeah, this is the bench I made for the buck tool. Actually, this is for the bower, but I got a buck tool on here with a zero clearance piece of plexiglass on the top. I was cutting some really delicate stuff and I was having issues with it chipping on the bottom. But yeah, it's just a bunch of 2x4s. And then I have it on a mat. And then I have it screwed into the floor. This thing ain't going nowhere. So, yeah, if you're gonna build a stand, just make something real sturdy. Go overboard on it. Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna say 6'6". Yeah, go beefier than you think you need. And if you do build a stand for it, give yourself a few inches on either side. Make it bigger than your saw so you can store blades, other things on it. Hey, not a problem. Pretend you're framing a house. Hello. How's Ian today? Doing good? Marty, how's it going? Welcome in. My cat lives at home, as I would. Yeah, we got 2 kitty cats. They're both at home. I would like to have a shop cat, but then again, I don't want a shop cat. I tried bringing the cats here. We brought one cat here and did not like being here at all. What happened? The cat went and hid under, hid in between 2 boxes and cried for for like an hour. I'm like, fine, we'll take you home. And she was a feral cat. She was a feral kitten. So it's like you should be used to different environments and being, not at home. Apparently not. Yeah, She decided to wake us up at 5:30 this morning. So Vicky had some cough drops over on her dresser. And it was in a crinkly bag, and she was just kneading on the bag. What did you get for Christmas? Nothing. We don't celebrate Christmas. So my Christmas present to myself is I'm ordering, got a 3D crystal puzzle. Sweet. I'm going to buy a probe for the CNC machine and some different clamping fixtures for it. So. Sure seems like a work expense to me. Got the red dragon. Nice. Hey, Oz, how's it going? Welcome in. All right, we have 6 of these to cut out. So these are laser engraved. So they got different critters on them. Verifying that that's centered. Hey Hector, how's it going? So after this, we'll move over to the lathe and start making the shafts for these. So these have to be sanded, so I don't, so when you laser engrave, it's got kind of like a soot that gets stuck on it. So you could clean it up with alcohol, but since I'm sanding these, it doesn't make sense to do that. Oh yeah, these are made out of cherry. I do a lot of spindles out of exotic woods, but those are a different model. So the ones with exotic woods are more expensive, so you know there's a range. Oh, so you have a lot of them. Wow. You got those all on display? Got bats. Apparently it's a secret. Bats. You always want to hold on to your wood. Otherwise, it can jump up in the air like that. There we go. The little chunk got stuck in there. So when it got caught, I brought my hands away and then used the foot pedal to shut this off. Huh. Get distracted, go flying across the stuff. Yes. Absolutely. And in all that excitement, I need to make my mortise just a little bit bigger. You can find across the stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're gonna hop on the lathe here. Yes, as soon as you get this one done. Pretty cool. All right, we got one more. Una más. That one has dinosaurs on it. It's got some long necks on it. Because they're dead? Because they're extinct? I think that's probably the number one reason. Although we do have sturgeon around here, and you know, those are dinosaur fish. All right, so we're gonna move 6 miles under. But you know, you can buy dinosaur juice. Give me a couple seconds here to set up. All right, so we're going to be turning hard maple. See, let me go put my earplugs in. Tunes going in my head. You can't go wrong with fossilized dinosaur turds. All right. Where is it? There it is. I have trilobites. Oh, that stinks. Hey, Urban, how's it going? I'm doing okay. We're supposed to be taking it easy for the next couple days. Oh yeah, story sticks come in handy. Yeah, so this is a story, well, these are all story sticks down here. But it just has lines. I just mark those lines out. You know, with mine, I have I would call it a test world when I slide it on. Since this has a cutout, I can register it against that to try to ensure that they're all the same size. So it's really important that these things are straight. Oh, so many dad jokes, so little time. So this is before sanding and balancing. So it's running real nice. Move this down a little bit. Hey, mister. All right, Diesel, good seeing you. Thanks for popping in. Not bad. Not bad. Oh man, I was just gonna start telling Mike jokes. Oh. Guess I'll have to wait. Hello, New Zealand. Home of Ashford, Magicraft. Goofy non-flying birds. Mr. Jackson. Peter if you're nasty. Hobbits. Sounds like a Spotify 50% battery. Yeah, it's got a little hum. I just hit the bearings with dry lube a couple days ago. I bet. You know, everybody I talked to is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to, I'd like to go to Australia. No, you want to go to New Zealand. I'm like, okay. I thought I had another burning wire blink. I don't see one here. It's not the end of the world, it's just... Huh. Hello, Scotland. Remember, if it's not Scottish, it's crap. Alright, so this is picture frame hanging wire. So it has a whole bunch of different strands on it. So we're going to take off 2 strands. So So we'll twist them together. Like that. We're going to take the other end. Just going to put the other end into a chuck. And then we're just going to run the drill. If I can keep the two pieces in the chuck. Alright, there we go. Then we're just going to let that run. So we're applying these two together. Ooh. So that just gives me the diameter I want. It took a while, but I got there. Kind of went over my head, to be quite honest. So we're just burnishing with some wood chips, adding a little wax. We're going to cut it off to a point on the bottom. So we are turning hard maple. So when I ordered oversized. Gives me the ability to true it up. And then I'm using a wrench or a spanner as a caliper. Have I ever had one going flying off the lathe? Sure. Well, I'm using a 4-jaw chuck, so it is clamped in there. I have had issues where it would break off here and this end would go flying off. You know, for the most part, it is clamped in here pretty well. How far did it fly? Well, it hit the wall behind me. 5 feet, maybe? Yeah, have a good one. This one has 2 different bends in it. It bends this way and then it bends that way. It's not much of a bend. We should be alright. So I'm using a roughing gouge to just basically rough everything in. Now we're getting close. I'm going to switch over. Oh, that's not good. To a spindle gouge. Alright, that one has too much vibration in. So we will put that into the fireplace when we get home. That goes in the burn pile. Yeah, I used to use a voice coder program. And every once in a while that thing would glitch out bad on me. And it sucked because all the meters looked okay. But people like listening is like, oh my god. You have the Beats brand? So they should work. That could happen, yeah. Yeah, for headphones, I've been using J-Labs. They have over-ear ones that they just fit my head better so they don't fall out. After this one, I have to run and use the restroom. So guys, I will be right back. All right. Hey, H, welcome in. Wow. That one's not very straight. We'll see if we can salvage it. It's doubtful, though. Definitely worth a try, though. It is. All right, before we sand, we're going to back this off and give it a look. Hear a vibration up here. Not too bad down here, so we'll probably make it into like a 6-inch shaft rather than an 8. +2, hilarious. And think, 40 years ago, everybody was saying up your nose with the rubber hose. It's amazing how far we've progressed. one with the dinosaurs. So these involve supporting the wood a lot because they're so thin. Yes. But I'm in the United States, so we really don't have Boxing Day. But I'm not working very hard. So I'm praying in another, 3 years, I'll get my Canadian customers back, I hope. Fingers crossed on that one. So that one's got a bunch of stuff going on there. So a little bit of bark. Nice. I was always told it's because you put your Christmas presents back in a box to return them. Although I think I have to stop taking Canadian Traditions words from Brent Butt about that. Yeah. I do have relation. So does my partner in Canada. So. my partner Vicky, she's related to some the Donnellys. Apparently, some big Family Feud thing. Yeah. It's always a good idea to get some decent blades. The ones that are included with saws tend to be garbage. Hello, Guto. Didn't some of my work have patterns on? Yeah. Like, yeah, like these. The patterns on the inside. And these are laser engraved, but yeah. Yeah, we spent quite a bit of time on the scroll saw today. Got a whole bunch of black walnut. Hey Angel, how's it going? Welcome back. how's it going? Welcome in. So right now we are turning shafts for Turkish drop spindles that are used to make yarn. So we're turning hard maple. Right? And all the free wax you want to eat. I need little crackers. Absolutely. If you like eating petroleum distillates, this stuff is delicious. Made from actual dinosaurs. Oh, somebody was sleeping on the line on that one. Jeez. Pencil shavings. So my little test whirl here, this is made from Argentina ligamente or Vero wood. So this wood is very, very, very hard. If I would use a softer piece of wood, that hole would get washed out. So I keep a ball of chicken wire in there, so if I drop like my sandpaper in there, it'll get caught. But it will get gummed up with wood chips, so every once in a while I gotta mess with it. So my exhaust, I have it on a stand, and then it's screwed into the bench. So if I want to move it, I got to take a couple screws off. So my top is just a piece of particle board. So I'm not overly concerned about destroying it. I have a lot of respect for people who have nice benches that are all pretty and stuff, but I look at it as a work surface where if it gets destroyed, you just replace the work surface. But that's just my feelings on the matter. That being said, I have not replaced this top ever and have had this table built probably for the last 15 years. That's mahogany. So this one's not straight at all. So I'm just making a couple cuts here. So if I back this off and it looks good, we'll continue. It does. But if you look, we're taking a whole lot off this bottom side here and basically nothing off the top, but it's straight with itself. Was a foot pedal flywheel powered one and all. You say so. I prefer this one with this motor. Less pumping. Did I have Christmas dinner? What did I have for dinner for Christmas? We made like a green pepper soup. So nothing traditional. I was supposed to go to my sister's house last Sunday for a Christmas dinner, but I wasn't feeling well. So I missed out on, the stuffing and all that stuff, which I'm okay with. Christmas dinner's a lot of carbs. Yeah, we totally phoned in the holidays. Right, Mrs. Keen? We make soup. We make a lot of soup. We make a lot of soup in the Instant Pot. So my mother had dementia for a few years before she passed, and I was the soup guy because I'd bring soup a lot. Are you Scott? Yes. Did you bring soup? Yes. Of course, who was ever watching her kind of clued her in that I was coming. That just sounds good. Hey, 1737, how's it going? Welcome in. Ooh, this one is not very straight, guys. Wow, that's like the Charles Nelson Riley of spindles. Yeah, this one's not going to work. I'll try flipping it over. That side's even worse. I'll try a different one. A little better. Sometimes when I order these, they're nice. Sometimes they're not. I sometimes question that myself. In all reality, I don't lose that many, but sometimes you get one and you're like, oh my god, were they asleep at the wheel here? Yeah, you can find a different use for them, but yeah. I mean, I usually order them this size here. It's usually at least 600 in orders, and then I order some bigger ones for other things. I know I'm not a huge customer, but I order a lot from them. That's very true. I am a customer. So we've been making 8-inch shafts. This one's 7, so smaller. You know, and it's one of those businesses where you call them to place your order. You don't do anything online. When I used to get them, they used to be in bundles of, they would be shrink wrapped in bundles of 50. Those were a lot better because somebody had to go through them and bundle them in 50. These are just thrown in a box. No bueno. Right? You know, that one, it wasn't the, you know, there's stresses in the wood, so that was not catchable. I mean, this is running fine. Alright guys, I think we're going to finish up this one, and then we're going to call it a stream. Yep, wood's a living thing. And if you buy rough cut lumber, once in a while you'll find some critters that were living in there, no longer with us, because the wood I get is kiln dried. Yep. I think the waving lady's sleeping on the couch in the front room. Said she was busy. We're both getting over some sort of bug. I'm not sure what the heck it was. Well, you need standards. Perfect. Thank you much. You know, and the next step would be the sanding, where we sand that bottom out, and then they get balanced. So if I don't catch a shaft that's a little off here, it'll be caught over there. Yeah, there's a lot of testing that goes into this stuff, but you don't want crap going out the door. You're only as good as your last, your last spindle. That'll do her. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the year. And I'll catch you next time. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for everything. I love you.